Antimatter. What is antimatter? What does it do to help us? Is antimatter a threat to us and our Earth? All of these questions will be answered today. Okay, so antimatter and matter is identical and are just about the same thing. Although if the two particles come in contact with each other, then they both disintegrate into a million pieces. The floor you are walking on, or even the chair you are sitting on, is matter. If it was antimatter, there wouldn't be a difference. Even though if antimatter and matter cannot be touched, there are scientists at CERN and other labs that can store antimatter. They store the antimatter by powering these electromagnets that create an electric field, and that holds up the antimatter. You can ask for a supply of antimatter, but they don't give it away regularly. And also keep in mind that 10 milligrams of antimatter can cost up to $250 million. Well, what is the antimatter used for anyways? Well, the antimatter is used for a medical procedure called positron emission tomography. And the procedure is used to create high-resolution images of the body that help find wounds, etc. easier. Antimatter was first created in the Big Bang, and were both separated at first. The two particles started getting closer, and then when the two particles met, it was distant. They were both to annihilate each other. The Big Bang produced more matter than antimatter. It is not specified why, but then the matter overtook the antimatter, but there was still some antimatter remaining, which just floated into the abyss. How does matter transform into objects? Well, matter is a particle, and what matter does is it transforms into one chemical and another, while energy is transferred. Matter is then oxidized to carbon and water during respiration. Energy is transferred and matter is broken down into simpler molecules, and some energy is turned into heat. How do we know if antimatter is a thing? Well, antimatter was first theorized in the 1920s by Paul Dirac. He was trying to reconcile two very new chapters in physics: Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, which is basically determining the laws of physics and that they are basically the same for all non-accelerating viewers, and quantum mechanics, which is mostly used in chemistry. Let's say, when solving x squared equals 8, then x must be 4 squared. But it can also be negative 4 squared. So since both of them, even the negative one and the positive one, adds up to the same number, then they are theoretically the same thing, which leads to matter and antimatter. That was the example, but yes, it is the same thing, which concludes that antimatter must exist, right? Well, yes, and scientists are finding more and more about it, and what more does antimatter do? Thank you for watching and have a great day.